This is Hemet.
And Jessica.
And you're listening to the Friendly Atheist Podcast. Please go to patreon.com/friendlyatheistpodcast to get your ad-free bonus episodes, all the good stuff. Mm-hmm. You are going somewhere.
Yeah. Next week, I am heading out to New England. And if you would like to come hang out with me and a couple of my friends and my husband, I'll be at Democracy Brewing in Boston. It's near the Commons. This is Thursday, August 13th. 6 p.m. Democracy Brewing. Come hang out. Let me know if you're going to come. I have a couple tables held. It's very hard to predict how many people are going to show up. And anyway, I hope to see you there. I know you all have social anxiety. Listen, I hear you. I see you. I can make small talk with anybody. I am very good at it. Let me show you how good I am at small talk. All right. I'll see you next week.
Very good. All right. Let's start today. I have an update for you on a story we did last week.
Okay.
We talked about preachers, evangelists who are on planes.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And who basically...
People, that's like the most riled up I've seen people in a long time. They're just like, if I was on that plane, I would have just smashed out the emergency exit door.
Yep. And the key figure in the article we discussed last week is someone named Whitney Lynn, who is like the quote unquote sky evangelist, who's basically made it her life work to annoy as many captive passengers as possible.
Do we know what she does for a living? Why is she flying so much? How, she got like points, or what do you think? Do you think
be something.
Her dad's a pilot, or
I haven't gotten down to, is she just an influencer who makes money influencing and therefore has money to make these videos? I don't know. She was going somewhere last time.
Sure. You don't think she's just like doing long hauls across the country so she has a new audience?
Yeah, it seems like a weird gig to just like, I'm going to get on this plane. Or where are you going? Doesn't matter. Right. But she was part of a growing trend in which Christians get on planes and they begin preaching as soon as they know they have a captive audience who cannot leave anymore. Mm-hmm. And because they're not directly making threats to anybody, it's kind of hard to know where to draw a line. Because you can't boot people from a plane for being annoying. That's everybody.
Yeah.
You can't kick off a baby for annoying you with its crying, because that's every baby.
Yeah, but there's a difference between a baby crying and a human adult not following instructions given to them by the crew.
We're preaching Christianity. Yeah. Is there a difference, though?
I think so.
Is there?
Because the baby does not have a developed frontal lobe and it cannot control its emotions or its actions. The human person can.
You would think. So Whitney Lynn was featured in the Washington Post profile last week. And I guess last Thursday, this is after we recorded, I think, last time, she decided to keep preaching before a flight from Orlando to San Diego. And as people were still boarding, a flight attendant asked her and her camera person, whoever that is, to come with him off the plane because the crews don't feel safe with you. Didn't explain further. Didn't explain anything more.
Also,
she's like,
Orlando's the least shocking place that she could have flown from.
Yeah. She's like, well, how can anyone feel unsafe through the words of Jesus Christ? Like, before she tried to argue, I have free speech rights.
Yeah.
This is spiritual warfare.
Spiritual warfare,
yeah.
That's really rich from somebody who, like, any person who speaks something that might be spoken by a brown person, she's like, oh my God, he's trying to murder me. And it's like, he literally just told you, God bless you. I don't know what to tell you, bud.
And the funniest part is, because she's videotaping all of this, as she was whisked off the flight, not a single person on that plane appeared to be sad at all. I looked.
Were they all filming it?
No, they're all like, good riddance. My God.
Never.
You're annoying.
Oh, I bet the person in her row was so excited. They're like, free row to myself.
One commenter on her videos, she was like, she posts part 2. I get kicked off of a plane. And she's posting this conversation with the flight attendant who's saying, you need to come with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell was in part 1? First of all,
sure.
How many parts are there? But under that video, she pretended, one of the commenters even said, this should have been expected because the one thing flight attendants need is control and order.
Yeah.
And you're breaking that. This is what the person said. I'm a Christian and a flight attendant for 19 years. We demand control and order, especially on an aircraft. You can't go shouting and disturbing other people. Yep. It's not a place for dialogue or debate due to safety concerns.
I got yelled at on a flight to Australia because my friend and I didn't have a seat together.
Ooh.
And so at one point we were like standing near the bathroom, like chatting, but it was like we were talking about last week, like it was dark and all the things were, and everybody was like, good news, this is a quiet flight.
Right.
And we got like reprimanded because we were like chit-chatting in the corner, and they're like, literally everybody here is trying to sleep.
Nice.
So if me and my stupid friend can get yelled at for like whispering excitedly because she just got new bangs before we went to Australia, then I think, yeah, this woman should be put in her place.
Mind you, this Whitney Lynn person, she later posted part 7 of her kicked off of a plane saga. That's how many videos this
Holy
took. She's milking this for all
Oh, you
it's
don't
worth.
say.
Yeah. So basically, the flight attendant gives her some paperwork so she could rebook her flight. She then meets with airport police outside the gate who are waiting for her,
interesting.
and she tries to convince. They're super nice about it. They're just like, we got to do our jobs.
Yeah.
Like, we're here. She tries to convince them she's done no wrong, that the flight attendant must have kicked her off because he's a homosexual. And then she's like,
I'm sorry, that's very funny.
then she tries to convert the officers.
Oh.
I watched that part of the video too.
She
Their
knows-
eyes are wide open while she's praying over them. They're just like, we'll humor you,
She
crazy
has
lady.
no shame.
She has no self-awareness, for damn sure.
Is that the same thing?
And the cops are there to like de-escalate the situation and just get her out of
Oh, yeah,
there.
that's what cops are known to do, is
I know.
de-escalate
But in this
situations.
case, they just want to get her out of the gate.
Right.
So their tactics work. They're just
Yeah.
like, we'll humor you while you want to pray over us.
Right.
But now come with us.
Yeah.
And before she felt like fully done, she decided to scream Christian gibberish inside the terminal one more time, talking over, by the way, airline announcements. And no one in the terminal, based on her video, appeared
When
to
you
be
say
interested
gibberish,
in her either.
are you saying she's speaking in tongues, or
Nope.
she's just randomly preaching?
Just randomly preaching,
Just yelling
and no one wants
Christian
to hear it.
adjacent words.
So someone in the terminal's like, Jessica, you are needed at gate 2.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, Whitney is like, you all need to find God. And it's very annoying. And
So
then her,
if we find God, are we going to behave more like her? And is that how society is supposed to be? Because I do not think we would function much if there was 300 Whitneys on a flight.
oh, and they were all trying to outduel each other.
Yeah.
That's what they need. They need a whole plane full of these evangelists.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I keep saying that the solution to all of our problems is to put a bunch of random Christian people in a room and tell them, okay, yeah, we're a Christian nation. You pick which Christian.
Yeah.
And then just see how that goes.
We'll let you out as soon as you all agree.
Exactly. It's a very like 1,000 monkeys with 1,000 typewriters situation.
And by the way, her whining also carried over to the tram, taking her away from the gate.
Oh, but that's the only fun part about an airport is the tram.
So she claims she tried to call the number to rebook the flight, which she was then scheduled to
What
take.
airline are we on?
I don't know.
Oh.
Alaska Airlines.
Oh.
She was scheduled to take her flight later that night, but before she could do that, Alaska Airlines sent her an email saying, "Dear Whitney, I'm writing to inform you we have placed a hold
Adam.
on your ability to travel on Alaska Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, and Horizon Air flights, all owned by the same company.
Wow.
This decision was made based on reports we received regarding your recent travels with us. While we investigate, you can't fly in any of these planes. Once we conclude our investigation, we will reach out, ...
I know this isn't the no-fly list, but she got no-fly listed. Oh my God.
She did.
Wow,
She did.
consequences for her behavior. I love to see it.
According to a Washington Post follow-up, quote, she received a flight credit, but said there is no way for her to use it now. Because they won't let her fly. I love it. I love this for her.
Oh, and she's stuck in Orlando in the meantime.
She's stuck in Orlando.
Is she from Orlando or is she from San Diego?
I
You don't
assume
know.
she's from Orlando.
That
Because San Diego wouldn't put up with this shit.
We're the gaslamp district.
I will say the Washington Post headline, the follow-up headline was, pre-flight sermon gets plane preacher kicked off Alaska Airlines flight. That makes it sound like the sermon's content was the issue, when the issue is really how a disruptive, arrogant preacher was making the flight worse for everyone else.
Also, that was like the longest headline they could have
Yeah.
come up with. It was a Leslie Nope flavored headline.
And the thing about religious zealots is you don't know what they're capable of doing. She could feel justified hijacking the plane and crashing it so everyone goes to heaven immediately, given that the last thing they heard was her dumb mouth.
Yeah.
So, like, if she believes the end is near and she's rescued people from hellfire, like, why shouldn't we assume she's going to do something horrible? Like, I don't think it's going too far in saying that. She's not helping her case when she sees every person who's not her as a target.
Well, also, let's not pretend that Christian extremists have not been responsible for a lot of violence in this country over the last, I don't know, existence.
Yes.
Like, Oklahoma City bombing is off the top of my head was literally a white nationalist. So like to pretend that, oh, she's just preaching. Oh, she's just like, I'm sure she's like a cute white girl, right? Like I'm sure she seems really harmless. But no, we've seen what happens when these people get their way for too long, and sometimes it ends in explosions. So maybe we need to curb this immediately.
Yeah, it's ironic that for someone who claims to see God everywhere, she's incapable of understanding that maybe getting kicked off of a plane was God's way of telling her to pray in silence like it does in the book of Matthew.
That is, I know that it's really frustrating because I know it's been said a million times, but like there is a verse that says pray quietly. Don't pray out loud like the heathens or something like that. There are verses that say like don't shout it from the mountaintops. There's also verses about being proponents for slavery. So it's hard to say what you're going to pull from the Bible and whether or not it's going to be, helpful for the present situation. But, and also I think there is a rising sense of I can do whatever I want if I'm Christian that's always kind of been in the fabric of the country, but really since COVID has found its feet because they decided that during that time their Christianity made it so they don't have any other obligations to anybody else besides themselves, which I don't think is what Jesus
I'm
said.
very curious if any other major carrier will work off of this, because if it's a no-fly list sort of thing, they share names. I don't know if they're going to kick her off of other flights.
Well, this is like how Pam got kicked out of Chili's. Like, I don't think she also got kicked out of like TGI Fridays. This is an Office reference, friends.
But could she?
Like, I would think unless the government, unless the FAA,
I don't know,
got involved, I don't see how it would escalate unless she tries this again and it becomes
which she clearly plans to. The fact that she brings a dedicated cameraman
please tell
with
me
her
she
everywhere.
Please tell me she doesn't fly Southwest from Chicago to Boston. I don't have time for this right now.
But yeah, so for now, great news.
Yeah.
She finally got some consequences for annoying everybody.
Yeah.
We just don't know if it's temporary or what. We'll find out.
Wow, I can't believe there are consequences. I'm trying to think of the last like flagrantly offensive thing a Christian did in public that actually garnered them any kind of consequence. It's nice to see.
Who knew?
Nice to see.
All right, so let me jump to a story out of West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
There is an evangelist.
Oh, really? In West Virginia?
Alvin Christian is his very apt name. If I were writing a fiction novel.
So his initials are A. Christian?
A. Christian. A. Christian.
That's like Ben Franklin naming his mouse character Amos because he's a mouse. Like,
there you go.
Do a little work on it.
So at first, you kind of want to give this guy credit because a couple of years ago, he started God's Storehouse Food Bank. That's 5 different words.
Why did you say that like a robot?
5 different words. God's
Storehouse Food Bank. Storehouse is one word.
Yeah. Bluefield, West Virginia. This is the southern tip of the state if you're looking on a map. And since 2023, this guy has helped feed up to like 800 families a day.
Wow.
So good on him. He decided that was a need that he could serve. He set up a shop like right there.
See a need, fill a need.
And there you go. So if you've ever worked at a food pantry, you know donations can come from individuals, larger food banks, local businesses that have excess product they can't sell anymore. Yeah. And as recently as like a week and a half ago, this guy was saying he would post videos like nonstop every day saying, hey, everybody, here's what we have for you today. Doing a little roundup of like, we're all set up for today.
Like, oh, here's the rice-a-roni and the green beans and the whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had a lot of stuff like, good on him.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have a problem with any of this right now.
So far, so good.
So then he recently filmed a video showing viewers that his freezers were completely empty. No food is coming in, which means no food can go out. And he deleted this video within a matter of hours, I think. But basically what he said in the video, which I have a copy of, is that there were outlets trying to give him food, but he would not take it from them.
Because it was sinful food.
Because after doing his own research, he found out those groups worked with or supported LGBTQ people.
Oh, no. Do you think it's the same guy who kicked that woman off the flight because he was a homosexual?
Possibly.
Wow. Wait, they just associated with queer people?
They just associate. These are not like pro-LGBTQ groups.
Yeah.
These are groups that said, oh yeah, we work with everybody. That includes like we partner with this LGBTQ group. That's it.
So this is kind of the natural extension of Christian adoption agencies saying that they're not going to put kids in homes that don't have Christian parents, but it's just like, what if you starve? And I'm cool with that because I don't want to touch something that's been touched by a gay.
The copy of the video was preserved by a Facebook user who said the pastor would rather let his people starve than to accept food for the pantry from the LGBTQ community. This is what he said in the video. This is Pastor Alvin over here at God's Store House Food Bank. I know I've had a lot of messages and a lot of concerns and wondering when and why we haven't given out food. As you could see, our cupboards are empty. Our freezers are empty. We have nothing in the warehouse as far as food-wise at the moment. But to let you know, the reason why we're in this position is because I've done some research. I made the phone calls. I talked to the proper people and I asked a question. Are y'all tied in or partners with LGBTQ whatever movement? And they said yes. I'd done some more research and found out that they are part of the gay rights movement.
I hate those rights.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
So it goes on for paragraphs. And I make a stand right here, right now, that's why we haven't had no food here in a while, is because I will not be a part of a, quote, gay rights movement because the Feed America, more on them in a second, is partnering up with them. And I will not be a part of that.
Okay.
That was a short excerpt from like a 3-minute video.
First of all, the way you say the name of his thing, it sounds like this ain't a scene, it's a goddamn arms race. That's how you say it.
That
and it
sounds right.
Really has been playing in my head ever since. What is this Feed America?
So Feeding America is the nation's largest hunger relief charity. It tops the Forbes list of top charities for 4 consecutive years. It's one of the biggest charities in the country. And basically, they'll work with and take donations from like anybody.
Wait, they don't have qualifications for the human beings that they would feed? That's crazy.
I can't believe it either.
If I do something nice for somebody, first, I check their whole past.
I ask for a resume first, right? Yeah. So he says, if I have this correct, he has no food to give away because the people who want to offer him food to feed the hungry are also the ones who love LGBTQ people.
And he can't do that.
Nope. And that implies, by the way, that other Christian bigots like him just don't want to help the hungry out at all, which... Yeah.
Of course.
So he says...
That's what we've been saying for the last 15 years.
He made it clear in his video, he'll give food away to anybody, but he won't accept food donations from individuals or groups that ally with gay people.
That is a fascinating line that he drew for himself. I love the arbitrary moral values that people have.
Yep.
I won't take food from a queer person, but I will give...
Or someone who supports.
Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Oh, my God. We should not try to give this man a cup of coffee. He will throw it back in our faces. Yeah, that's a very arbitrary and stupid line for him to draw.
Yes. What does he think will happen if a bunch of canned goods come from a local LGBTQ pride group? Is that how the psychosporiasis outbreak began? Would it matter if a donated box of cereal came from a lesbian mother or a Christian father who's probably a sinner in other ways?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
What's messed up about this is this guy is doing an otherwise thankless job that should be praised. But in this case, he's choosing selfishness over generosity. He would rather let people go hungry than work with groups that spread gay cooties.
I'm still fascinated by the fact that would serve queer people, but what, like...
Because he doesn't ask. So he's like, I'll serve anybody.
Oh, he's just bringing a don't ask, don't tell policy into his personal life.
Yes.
Perfect. I love that for him.
Unless you're donating, in which case he asks you for a list of everyone you've slept with.
I think that if somebody who walked in who was not necessarily conforming to the gender binary, I bet he would have something to say about that. I just don't think you get a whole lot of that where he's from in West Virginia.
Have you ever heard the famous parable about a man who's facing life-threatening flooding, climbs to the top of his roof, hoping to be saved, and as the story goes, there's a canoe that comes by to save him, a motorboat, a helicopter. They all come by to rescue him, and he always says, nope, don't need your help. God will protect me. Then he drowns.
Yeah.
Then he gets to heaven, and he asks why God didn't help him. God's like, I sent you 2 boats on a helicopter. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how they say it in church. But that's what this sounds like. This guy needs food to feed the hungry, which he believes is an extension of his faith.
Yep.
And the offers are pouring in. People do want to donate to this guy. But because of his own faith-based bigotry, he's like, no, the hungry don't need your food that badly.
Oh, golly.
So one critic of his called him up because his phone number is pretty visible. His food bank's phone number is visible.
Oh, I bet it's a small enough town where they don't have area codes. They just put the 7-digit number. I find
7.
that
They push the 1 digit and they're like, there you go. So
it's Klondike and then some 4
there you go.
numbers.
So one person called him up saying, this is not the message of Jesus. I'm praying for God to have mercy on your cancerous soul and the lives you have negatively affected. To which Pastor Christian responds, guess what?
What? Go fuck yourself.
You must be gay. You must be gay. That's just what I feel that you are. So this is how he conducts his research.
First of all, this accent is offensive to white people.
You're welcome.
Second of all,
His gaydar is all he's working off of right now.
truly, this is the second time in a half hour, 20 minutes that we've been recording that a Christian person is just accusing random people of being gay.
Yes.
What is are you guys okay? Christians, are you guys doing okay? It doesn't sound like it.
The irony is, if you look up Alvin Christian, not that I did.
No. Why would you?
There's no shortage of sins this man has committed.
Oh, tell me about them.
It's irrelevant. This guy's been...
I want to know.
Yeah, I don't even remember anymore. But the only sin that seems to matter to this guy is if others are gay. That's kind of it. Like, Christian, this guy, he insists I would never discriminate against LGBTQ people, but I will reject their food because it might mean supporting LGBTQ rights indirectly.
Yeah.
And when his freezers are empty, his promise that he doesn't turn anyone away means nothing. He doesn't have to turn LGBTQ people away.
Right.
Because guess what? There's nothing to give them in the first place. So there's nothing courageous about his sacrifice. The only people paying the price for his arrogance are the ones who have to go hungry so this guy can cosplay as a martyr.
Is it because being gay is very apparent and other sins are harder to... Or is it that, like, if you're...
Almost the opposite. Like, if someone
Like,
was...
I can't figure out
We've talked
why-
about this when it comes to underage pregnancies. And, like, Christian schools will kick out a kid who's pregnant in high school. It's like, you know, if she got an abortion, you never would have known.
Yeah.
But she decided to keep the baby, and now you're kicking her out of school.
Yeah.
So what message are you sending?
Right.
And this guy's message is...
You can starve if you... I would rather let people starve than...
take food from groups that also work indirectly with gay people or allies.
And he took that down?
He took the video down where he was complaining about it and explaining it. He did put up like another video since where he just tries to pretend none of this ever happened.
Real?
don't
Is
know.
he still talking about his empty coffers?
It's been a while. I
Yeah.
don't know. I assume some of it's been filled up, but like this guy would rather have empty freezers
Totally.
than long lines.
I'm just curious, like, how he spun the narrative moving forward. Was
I don't think he tried.
he's probably not
just
sophisticated enough to like consider.
I think he's just like, yeah, I stand by my faith.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? By the way, earlier this year, this guy mentioned he wanted to move his food bank to a larger warehouse. That would have cost him like $650,000. He had a GoFundMe set up, hasn't received a single penny yet. And I don't know.
Really?
Maybe all the donors were LGBTQ friendly. He's like, I don't want your money.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Right? All right. I'm jumping to a different story here.
Okay.
Let's go to Missouri.
Oh.
Because a couple Saturdays ago, the Columbia Public Library in Missouri, they hosted a family-friendly event called Rainbow Story Time. No drag queens involved, by the way, in case you were wondering.
I do believe rainbows still exist outside of the gay symbology.
The librarians read 2 books. One is called Rainbowsaurus, about a search for a rainbow dinosaur.
Cute.
And the other is called Big Wig, about the power of a glorious wig. Both books are cute, adorable, colorful, which is kind of the selling point, and really no different from any other kids' books you might have enjoyed yourself. And about 150 people attended. It was a free event. Families were encouraged to bring toddlers, preschoolers, whatever. But before the event occurred, the library got a letter from Secretary of State Denny Hoskins and Attorney General Catherine Hanaway, both Republicans, of course, telling them to shut down this event before it begins. And they wrote in their letter, "Local residents have requested that my office take action to ensure this event is conducted in a manner consistent with Missouri law." And she specifically cited laws giving minors pornographic content or displaying explicit sexual material in a public setting.
Okay, this is the second time this happened, but I'm wearing my shirt that says ban assault rifles, not books. I don't know how. I just have a psychic connection to the topics we're going to talk about.
Yeah. I looked up the books. There is nothing of
They just
adult...
heard rainbow and absolutely lost their mind.
Yes. There's nothing pornographic. There's nothing sexually explicit. There's nothing sexually implicit. It's not a sexual book. It's about a dinosaur and kids with a wig.
The funny thing about this is, wasn't there for a long time some pushback of like, well, the rainbow is God's symbol, so we're going to take the rainbow back.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're not quote unquote taking it back, but like you're using rainbow as not explicitly queer symbolism. Isn't that what you guys wanted so bad? Right?
Yep. They didn't cite the God thing, but I do know what you're talking about. The library wrote back and said,
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. They're like, well, there's nothing to worry about. We checked. The books are age appropriate, not at all illegal. Thanks for your letter. Bye.
Hope this helps.
I'm paraphrasing. And by Friday, Hoskins, the Secretary of State, followed up with an even bigger threat. If this inappropriate endeavor for children takes place, I will do everything in my power to block every dollar of state and federal funding I can from future events at the Daniel Boone Library System, which oversees this particular library.
Hello, I'm a grown adult and I'm threatening the Daniel Boone Library, and I'm wearing a coonskin hat and everything.
Yep, because you're reading a book about a rainbowsaurus.
A rainbowsaurus and a wig. Yeah. Don't forget the wig.
Nope, can't forget the wig. So the event was
you know who wears
not...
wigs? Who? Drag queens.
There you go.
So...
The event was not halted. It was fabulous. And so the Republicans are like, you didn't get scared.
You've never
by
said
our
fabulous
threats.
before in your fucking life,
fabulous.
you weird beard.
The Republicans were like, how come you're not scared of us? we got to keep whining.
Oh, sure.
So last Tuesday, Hoskins, again, Secretary of State, and State Senator Rick Bratton, who's running for Congress and just won his primary yesterday.
Great.
They held a press
Rick.
conference announcing they were investigating the library's use of taxpayer dollars and threatened to rescind any future funding from the entire library system. Guess how many taxpayer dollars this reading cost?
$500.
$26 for crafts. And then the best part, Hoskins, Secretary of State Hoskins, they asked him during the press conference, so have you read these books? And he said, no, I haven't been able to.
Why would I do that?
Why would I do that? But he said he will use his power over the Missouri State Library to affect which grants go to regional libraries that shelve books he deems inappropriate.
Just looked it up. Missouri is ranked 31st in the country for education, so they definitely don't have any work to do on that front.
I read both books. It took me 30 seconds for Rainbowsaurus, a little bit more for the wig book.
Well, yeah, it's got big words like wig.
At no point did any child swap genders as a result of learning about the power of a good wig. But maybe... because they never read the books, one thing, you know what they missed out on during their press conference? Explaining what the adult material was.
That's truly like, what are you guys talking about? Like, can you clarify? Can you point to something so I know?
Why don't you hold up the book and tell me what's inappropriate?
Especially because, like, okay, fine, you think this is inappropriate. I need you to show me why. So in the future, I can pick more appropriate books.
Yeah, so they held a press conference to claim the library has done something illegal, but we're too lazy to show you any proof of what they did. We just want the cameras on us because it's Missouri, and banning books riles up our very dumb, ignorant base, Republican base.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. And so because there's literally no way these books violate any law, they then pivoted to saying, well, if the books aren't illegal, we're going to pass a law so that books like these are illegal. They said, quote, if it's not illegal, then we are going to be working with the legislature. I had several legislators that called out to me and said, hey, if this is not illegal, we want to file bills to ensure this is illegal in the future.
Classic small government Republicans.
So what does that mean? Are they going to write laws to prohibit kids from reading books?
They still haven't cited what is inappropriate.
Correct. Like,
And again, I want to be so crystal clear about this. There is no gay characters. There's no talk of relationships.
I think Rainbow Saurus, if you look in the Where's Waldo area of where there's just a lot of characters in it, you can spot a couple with two dads, maybe.
Oh, if they haven't read the book, they don't know that.
They do not.
There's like a Where's Waldo portion? That's fun.
Nope, just there's a lot of people who
it's
are
like
writing.
a crowd scene?
A crowd scene. Yeah. And the thing is, like, what are you going to make illegal? Is it books with more than 4 colors? Is it if there's hair that's more than twice the size of a human head?
Yeah, what is
the law that you're going to pass that's going to ban this book and no other book?
This is my question. Do you think that these people have just like whipped themselves up into a lather and, you know what I mean? And like, and really believe that whatever, or are they, has their bluff been called and they're like, I have to save face, so I'm going to keep doubling, tripling down. Like
they can get away with it.
What do they think they are doing?
Who knows? In 2024, by the way, Bratton, the guy who's running for Congress now, he made headlines when he voted against a rape exception to the state's abortion ban and justified it by saying that carrying a rapist's baby was a form of healing for the victim.
Oh, did anybody ask him about healing?
None whatsoever. He also said in the past, there's a distinction between homosexuality and just being a human being.
What is going on with people this week? Have they just heard of gay people and are like panicking about it?
Yes, they just found out.
What is going on?
They've never
Do they
seen,
have any other drum to bang?
They've never seen Reading Rainbow. No one's ever showed them that shit.
Oh my God. Yeah. What is going on?
You know what happened at the end of the library hosted event? A bunch of kids and parents went home happy and eager to read more. Nothing objectionable happened. The only scandal is that a bunch of Republicans who want culture war drama in an election season saw the word rainbow, saw a wig, and jumped to the conclusion that this must mean stripper poles and orgies and rituals to turn kids LGBTQ. And if they ever read to their kids, maybe they would know better.
Yeah, truly. Wow. Like, and I'm very curious what shitty MAGA parent saw that and ran that up the flagpole. You know what I mean? Like, because it just takes one dum-dum. We've seen that time and time again. Like, one really angry Christian dum-dum can get a lot of people involved.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Like, librarians deserve better than having to defend children's books from the most ignorant idiots in their state.
Yeah, they have other shit to do.
Especially ones who have the power to rescind their funding.
Yeah, like, truly, they're constantly taking the Goliath role in David and Goliath and still think that they're the victims. It's impressive. It is impressive.
I hope voters remember this. Like, Republicans want you to live in a bland, imagination-free world where there's only one book that ever matters. It's the one with genocide and incest. And that's why they stoke fear. It's more useful than admitting, oh, there are other interesting options out there.
Right.
Like, the most dangerous things we have talked about during this story are not the books being read to kids. It's the men behind the podium.
Truly. It's 100% true. And if these people actually cared about the quote unquote safety of children, they would be doing much more, with the Epstein files, or, making sure their kids can eat every day, because taking care of children is not policing what they read. It is, making sure they can survive and have a world that's worth living in and don't get shot in school.
That would be nice.
Ban assault rifles, not books.
Mm-hmm. Let me jump to a different story here. This one's in Florida. And this is
we are touring all the hot spots
everywhere.
today.
This is a perfect example of church-state separation advocates like us. We've been warning about this for a long time, and this is a perfect example of it coming home to roost.
Okay.
We've been saying church-state separation is good. It's good for religion. It's good for the government. And this is proof.
And that's not a controversial opinion. Most reasonable people believe that.
So in Florida, taxpayer dollars through vouchers now go to private religious schools under the guise of school choice. So if you wanted to send your kid to a private religious school, you can get thousands of dollars in tuition dollars that go to that school. Attorney General James Uthmeier, he is now threatening to pull funding from Catholic schools across the state, meaning they cannot get vouchers unless they make it easier for diseases like measles to spread. I'll let you make sense of that.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that Catholic schools require vaccination.
They do.
And this person does not like that.
Correct.
So your state is already drowning and just sinking into the ocean. Literally no company will insure property in Florida because it is
certain parts of it, correct,
uninsurable. So the state of Florida had to start their own little agency, which I'm sure is never going to break bad for them. And so on top of this, what they were worried about is that somebody thinks that kids should get vaccines to come in their school.
Mm-hmm. So last Friday...
Wait, I thought religious schools got to do whatever the fuck they wanted.
I did too.
I thought they got to say if they wanted queer kids or not, or trans people or not, or kids with queer parents or not.
Yup. And this guy's saying, yeah, but I don't like this rule you all have. So, and I know Christ better than you do. Seriously.
I'm stunned. I'm genuinely stunned. I did not think I could still be surprised.
Uthmeier sent a letter to the Florida Conference of Catholic Bishops because he learned they're not going to be taking religious exemptions to their vaccine requirements this school year. And the bishops say, yeah, why would we take religious exemptions? Because
we are the religious.
We're the religious. And the Catholic Church doesn't have any rules against vaccines. Mm-hmm. It's not even that they're fully supportive of them per se. It's just that the Vatican, top down, they have not said vaccines are evil.
They have a lot of dumb rules, like no condoms, but the vaccine thing, they're pretty chill
For what it's worth, the Vatican in 2020, they said this. Because remember, there was a controversy over COVID vaccines, over whether they were derived from fetal stem cell lines, things like that. In 2020, the Vatican said when ethically irreproachable COVID-19 vaccines are not available, it is morally acceptable to receive COVID-19 vaccines that have used cell lines from aborted fetuses in their research and production process. Basically saying, go get vaccinated. Whatever ethical qualms you have with it based on Catholic teachings, we're telling you, go get vaccinated. That's what they did during COVID. Like, they may be anti-abortion and falsely think life begins at conception, but even they were like, the moral imperative to get vaccinated outweighs our religious delusions, so go get vaccinated.
Good.
So
that is the correct thing to do.
So yeah, reasoning aside, right answer. And because of that, they're like, well, do they need vaccines to come to our schools? Yeah. If you have a medical reason you can't get vaccinated, that's one thing. But otherwise, no, go get vaccinated. So here's what Uthmeier wrote to the bishops. Okay. As a Catholic, I'm confident that the teachings of the Catholic Church do not require Catholic schools to compel students to take vaccines derived from the tissue of aborted children against the sincerely held religious objections of their parents. He is Christ-splaining his religion to Catholic bishops. This is beautiful.
This is genuinely what I have been waiting to happen. Because honestly, like I literally said it earlier today of like put them in a room together, tell them they get to pick which are the rules they follow and which they don't, and they'll just burn the place down around them because they just simply so sure.
He added, having no legitimate religious reason to refuse granting religious exemptions to the taking of abortion-derived vaccines, Catholic schools in Florida should comply with Florida law. Florida law being all measles all the time.
Wow.
Yep. So this is where we're at right now. If Catholic schools want to require vaccinations to keep everyone safe, you would think they should have every right to do that. It's a private school.
Yeah.
It's also the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But a Florida Republican now wants to override that religious decision because he thinks he understands their religion better than they do.
This is what we call a slide into fascism.
Yeah. This is what church-state separation advocates have always warned about. Like, not to mention the sort of iron-fisted rule over religion that Republicans insist we would see if Democrats ever took over.
Right.
Like, you won't be able to practice your faith if Democrats take over.
As if anybody's literally ever done anything like that.
Right.
Ever.
And here's the thing. If Uthmeier rescinds the funding, the voucher funding now, it could impact 88% of Florida Catholic school students who now rely on state money to attend those schools.
Oh, God.
Because they get so much money from taxpayers.
I want to be clear that I do not. My problem often when people talk about like the economy and really large scale problems is that there tends to be a very long view and say like this will work itself out. Of course, like this sucks right now, but give it a couple years to shake out and things will be okay. And I really think that's a bullshit thing to think because those 5 years are somebody's high school years or somebody,
right.
These kids deserve good education. They deserve to be safe. That said, love to see chickens come home to roost.
I mean,
like that's honestly, I want to be clear that I think it's bullshit that these kids are going to deal with the consequences of these men swinging their dicks around.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, dog, you lie with the dogs, you get up with fleas. There's so many metaphors for this.
There you go. So the Catholics have until August 7th, this Friday, to respond to his threat. They said they're exploring their options.
What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. I either they're going to cave and say, fine, we'll allow religious exemptions because we don't want to fight.
The Catholic schools will.
Or they will take a stand because they're one of the few groups that could.
I would love...
And say, you don't get to tell us how to practice our faith.
I would love to see Catholics versus Republicans. I think that would be a really, first of all, passive-aggressive fight, but also very white and also very interesting.
Which side do you take?
Let them fight. Whoever wins, we lose. That's Alien versus Predator, I think.
What would the end result be here? If people are allowed to obtain non-medical exemptions for vaccines, you will see a rise in measles and mumps and chickenpox and polio. More kids will suffer if Florida Republicans get their way because Florida Republicans, like all Republicans, don't give a shit about kids.
No, absolutely not.
And it's not often the Catholic Church is the one that's on the right side of moral decency, but when you pit them against Florida Republicans, not really a fair fight.
Yeah, I'm kind of thrilled about this happening. It felt so inevitable, right? Like it felt like this is what, of course it's happening in Florida. Of course it's the Catholics. Honestly, if this were like white evangelicals, it would be a little more fun for me, but the Catholics they'll get the job done.
In a follow-up post online, Uthmeier wrote, if you're a parent at one of these schools, I hope you read my letter to the bishops and start asking tough questions.
Like, why don't you want your...
Like, how come you don't want my kid to die?
That's so insane.
I don't know. But like, this is what we come to expect from Republicans who are in their positions, not because they're good at what they do, but because they are professional trolls.
Yeah.
Who was Uthmeier's predecessor in Florida as Attorney General?
Oh, who was it?
Pam Bondi. And
woof.
What is his stepping stone to this position? What was he before he was Attorney General?
Oh, was he like a CFO of an AI company?
Not even close.
Tell me.
Chief of Staff to Ron DeSantis. He wasn't serving as a lawyer for a civil rights group or anything like that. He's just a right-wing troll who climbs up the ladder of right-wing trolldom.
Is he a lawyer at all?
Nah, I don't think so. This guy also, he might be, but like not a good one.
Right.
Last year, this guy also argued that 2 Muslim schools should not be allowed to access voucher money because they're promoting Sharia law. they were not. He's just racist.
And is that in the paperwork that it can't be Sharia based religion? It has to be just our regular conservative bullshit.
Who knew?
Oh, let them fight.
He has other ethical issues too. A federal judge held him in contempt last June for defying her order blocking Florida's new immigration law. And the University of Florida, with the board chaired by a top DeSantis donor, put him on the payroll as a $100,000 a year part-time law professor for 2 hours of class a week.
Patreon.com/Friendly Atheist Podcast.
And now this guy's trying to pick a fight with the Catholic Church. I don't say this often. The Catholic Church is right to say kids need to be vaccinated before they go to school. It is absurd for a MAGA cultist to try to override that because he cares about measles more than public health. But this is how MAGA politics works. If you take their money, they have a brand of theology you also need to accept.
Yep.
And if the bishops disagree, it's not their interpretation of Catholic teaching that matters. So I don't think the bishops should give him an inch. If they surrender now, they'll pay the price in the long term.
I'm very curious to see where the culture war falls on this.
Yeah, right? Like, there's a lot wrong with this story. Taxpayers shouldn't be bankrolling religious schools at all. Government officials shouldn't be telling private religious schools how to operate. But we can't unwind the clock, which means for now, we just need the church to stand firm against Florida Republicans.
And truly...
remember that this is why we care about church-state separation at all.
And if anybody has deeper pockets than Florida Republicans, it's the fucking Catholic Church.
Right.
They've got like a warehouse just full of gold thrones they can sell just in case.
You would think.
I am fascinated by this. I'm surprised this isn't a bigger story. This feels like I can't believe we're doing it this deep in the episode. This feels like such a big story.
All right, I got one last one for you.
Okay.
Shorter episode than usual today, but one last one for you, which is we've talked about how Texas has passed a law that requires public schools to put up the 10 Commandments posters in classrooms. They were sued over this, and basically a judge said, the appellate court said the posters can go up. So that's where we're at right now. We're waiting for higher courts to weigh in, etc. But 3 Houston moms are now suing the state of Texas over these posters. And specifically what they say is, this poster that they have to put up in classrooms, it's the King James Version edition. They tell you exactly what it needs to say. It has a provision in the law that says the Attorney General has to defend districts that get sued over this, etc. And what these moms say, they are demanding that the displays in their districts be taken down and no further posters go up as the school year begins, which is soon. And to that end, they want the courts to step in ASAP. Emily Roth, one of the plaintiffs, said in a Friday morning press release that the 10 Commandments poster purposely ignores religious differences in the classroom and will make students feel like they don't belong. Fair. Wow. Interesting. What makes this lawsuit unique is that they're using the Texas Religious Freedom Restoration Act to make this argument.
Oh.
And that law, passed in 1999, says the government cannot burden someone's exercise of religion. So if you want to practice your faith, the government has no business getting in your way. They're also citing a more recently passed Parental Rights Amendment, which gives parents the right to control their kids' upbringing. So they say these commandments posters literally conflict with their beliefs that it's okay to believe in multiple gods, because one plaintiff is Hindu, or no gods, because one is a mixture that involves Jainism, which is non-theistic, and the posters will pressure their kids to, quote, join the apparent Christian majority promoted by the state.
Wow, it's almost like that's exactly what we've been saying for the last 10 years.
Yep. So for what it's worth, the 3 mothers suing are, we said Emily Roth was one, Audrey Rosa Nath and Sanjam Kaur Soul. Basically, Roth is raising her kids without religion. Nath is raising her kids with a variety of religions, including Jainism, Hinduism, Judaism, and Quakerism. Ooh. And Sohal is Sikh. And the lawyer for these plaintiffs say, despite the women's different religious beliefs, they all want the same thing: for their children to attend school without being compelled to display a message that conflicts with their faith. And so at some point here, the Texas courts are going to have to figure out if religious freedom only applies to Christians or everyone else. Like laws that were written to benefit conservative Christians are now being used to wipe away attempts by the same group to enforce their views upon children.
Wow.
And they shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. And the state is basically telling kids which religion counts through this law.
Yeah.
And they're sending a message that kids from non-Christian families, or the wrong kind of Christian families, are second-class citizens. So this should not be a complicated case. Like Texas Republicans passed an illegal law. They made up details about American history to defend their position. They bragged about what they were doing along the way. Any judge should be able to admit all that while striking down this law. I will say, the federal district judge who saw this case like months ago said exactly all of this.
Yeah.
Of course this is illegal.
Of course it's
It
illegal.
was the conservative appellate court that reversed it.
Yeah.
And we're kind of waiting for other
So this is a brand
decisions to come
new...
down. Totally new lawsuit in
Interesting.
the state courts specifically. So it's a different tactic. So we will see if that gets anywhere.
Interesting.
Even if the other one has not gotten resolved yet. So good luck.
Is that it?
That's it.
Wow, that's a really fascinating story.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I love that they're citing religious freedom to strike down the Ten Commandments.
Honestly, like this feels like the turning point that I've been waiting for. You know what I mean? Like this is the moment that like I feel like maybe, knock on wood, the pendulum has swung so far right that we're starting to get that backswing. That's just what I'm hoping.
And they got to make they're asking for the decision to come down soon because school's starting up soon.
Yeah.
And if there have been donations made to school districts of
we
these
did this
posters.
last year. School's starting soon. We need to figure this out.
If the donations have come in, the school districts are obligated to put up the posters. So they're asking for the judge to chime in like now.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Interesting. That's very, very cool.
Yes.
Do you have anything you want to talk about
In the bonus?
in the bonus?
Not yet. What are we talking about? You tell me.
Oh, I want to talk about Harley. I'm actually going to put her on camera here for a second. You want to know the whitest thing about me? And there's so many things. So my dog has a best friend, and her name is Harley, and she's right there. Say hi, Harley. Hi, good girl. I met Harley when Harley and Dottie were puppies, and I will tell you the story of how me and her lesbian moms are besties, and our dogs are still besties.
Oh.
I also have been reading a book about MK Ultra that I would love to talk to you about.
Excellent.
And then I'll just tell you about my plans for my upcoming trip, which I'm fucking stoked about and really hope I get to see some of you guys.
All right.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in the bonus.
Sorry.
Please leave reviews. Wherever you get your podcast. Remember to go to patreon.com/friendlyatheistpodcast if you like this show.
We have a review from somebody named Hail Satan? ? It says, excellent. Stories that reveal the problem with religion in general and why we need separation of church and state in specific. The universe would be better off with more friendly atheists and more episodes of this podcast.
Hey.
Oh, that's so nice. It's very hard for us to get our schedules together to do this more than once.
Thank you for that.
Then we will see you next week. Oh, yeah. Let me know if you think you might be coming out to visit in Boston, and I'll see you then.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.